welcome back to my channel. So I'm in a little bit of a different location today. As you guys know, I've really struggled with the lighting where I live right now and filming. I'm so much looking forward to going back to my house, and I mean for more than just this reason, but just because, you know, the lighting there is great. I have it all set up the way I like, and here it's just such a struggle. Some days it works perfectly, and other days like today it's been a pain in the butt. But luckily I'm home alone, and I found that the bathroom is going to be the best place for me to film right now. So today I have my February update for my Pan That Palette challenge. And so let's get right into it. As you guys know, I have 3 different palettes, and the first one is my Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette. And this is where I am with this palette. So dim light is really flat. I don't know if you're going to be able to really see. You can kind of see it there. Like this one is really high up, and you can kind of see just how flat dim light is looking. So I don't know how fast I'll be able to use up dim light, but I think probably by the end of April it will be gone. I could be wrong, but it's really flat. I can actually kind of see the tile in this little corner right here, and you know, it's really going pretty quickly, so I'm pretty pleased with the progress on that. And then incandescent light, I've been kind of working, I've cleared out the tile here, and I've been working this way. So I kind of just rub my brush on the edges right here. And I use this one as a highlight on my face, and I've also been using it on my brow bone and my inner corner, since I don't have a highlight shade I like in my eyeshadow palette that I'm working on. So I think this one will definitely take a lot longer. As you can see, it's still really high up. The dome is really high. So I'm not sure how long it will take me to finish off the highlight, but I think I'm making decent progress. And I'll put the photos as usual at the end of the video so we can both see, because I never look them up beforehand, even though I probably should, so I have a better idea of my progress. My second palette is a blush palette from the Balm. It's the How About Them Apples palette. And this is where I am at with this one. So my goal at my last update video was to use Cobbler more, because I don't think I used it at all in January. And the first couple of weeks of February I was using this, not every day, but you know, a handful of times, maybe every other day, every 3 days. And you can kind of see where the stipple brush has left some marks in there, but it's still not a ton of progress. That one you have to be really careful with. I posted a photo on my Instagram one day. I was kind of trying to show how little of it I used, and I actually still went overboard with it. So it was kind of funny that I was trying to show, look, I only use this much, and then it was like way too much. So usually what I do with this one is I take my e.l.f. small stipple brush, I barely touch it on, and then I lightly touch my cheeks, and then I rub it in, and then usually I look like a clown, and then I take my beauty blender or my Real Techniques sponge, whatever I'm using, and I kind of blend it out with that, and whatever foundation is left on the sponge really helps blend it out. But there have been a couple days, like the day I posted that photo, that I actually did have to add a little foundation on top to tone it down because it's so pigmented. And then I've still been working on caramel. I try to wear a cream blush every single day. That's kind of my goal for this year, to help me get through all my cream blushes. So if I wasn't wearing these two, there were a couple days I wore my ColourPop blush that I'm kind of working on as well. But I was mostly wearing this one and this one still. So you can see I cleared out the pan in this whole section, and you know, made it a little wider all around, and I really think this one will be gone soon, so I'm pretty excited about that. So my goal for March is to continue focusing on Cobbler and caramel. I probably won't start working on these until it's spring, so maybe April, although it's not really spring where I live in April sometimes either. We'll have to see, but I'm going to still work on these two. And then finally I have my eyeshadow palette, and it's the Smashbox Blue Eyes palette. And as I told you guys in my last update, I'm really only working on half of it because the quality of this palette is not good. I'm just not impressed with it at all. It hasn't been working for me, and I'm not going to waste my time on it. So as you can see, I hit pan on 2 shades. I hit pan on, I forgot the names of them. So this one is Custard, and this one is Sable. I actually hit pan on this one first, a couple days after I filmed my last update. That one is the one I use in my crease, and then sometimes I use it all over my lid when I'm doing a smoky look with all 3 of these shades. Custard I use all over my lid every single day. I use a big fluffy brush, so I've been wearing that one down more evenly. So I hit pan on this one second, but it's been going really quickly because the edges and the sides are all worn down a lot more than the crease shade right there. And then there is a little dent in this one. Before I hit pan on either of these, I was just curious how deep the pans were, so I kind of poked that one with something to see how far down it went, so I didn't actually use that because I really don't like any of these shades. So in my last update I said I was only going to work on these 3, but I've decided after this month that once these 2 are gone, I'm going to be calling this palette done. I really do like the smoky look I do with all 3 of these, but this shade is the same kind of formula as these 3. These 2 are matte, and then this one does have some shimmer in it. So whenever I wear that one, I find at the end of the day, in the afternoon, my eyeshadow just looks really muddy, it looks really faded, and it's not a good look. So even though I like the way the look starts out, it's not a good look to wear all day. So I'm not going to force myself to use this dark brown when dark brown is already a hard shade for me to use up, and this one is not a good quality dark brown. So once I use up these 2, I think I can probably use up this one in March. We'll have to see. It might be a close call, but I think I can do it. And then the crease shade, I'm not sure how long that will last. It'll definitely take longer because the sides are still really high. But once those 2 are gone, I'm going to call this palette done. And then I still haven't decided if I'm just going to go and do the 1 month 1 palette for eyeshadow for the rest of the year, or if I'm going to pick a different palette to sub in. So we'll just have to see when that time gets closer, but I'm really happy that I was able to hit pan, and a pretty significant amount of pan in the last 2 months on this palette. Alright, so that is everything for this update for February. I will insert the photos like I always do at the end of this video. Let me know how your Pan That Palette challenges are going. I would love to follow along, and I will see you soon. Bye!